Well, welcome, my friends. Welcome to Kiss Up Cards, where I keep it simple, stamping it up and making cards and sharing kindness one card at a time. I'm Marianne, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I'm coming to you from my home, my craft room, and working at my craft table. And I bring to you tips, tricks, simple designs, yet beautiful designs, cards that you would make that you would love to send to someone or give to someone. So tonight I'm going to share with you, I think, one of my most favorite paper package, the Designer Series paper. It is based off the Japanese art of Kintsugi, and I am so sorry if I have mispronounced that in any way, shape, or form. But it is, that aside, it is beautiful, beautiful paper. They have done such a lovely job. So let's go to my craft table and let's find out what I'm all hyped about. So this is the card I made up the other day. We're going to do ripping up, and I've done all ripped up cards before, but I did it a little differently. So this is a different take on it. The one I did before, I had stamped in between. It was a smaller gap, and there was no focal point. So this time I have a wider gap. I have a focal point, but I still have ripped up the cards here. So what I'm going to do is, now I did glue mine on cardstock. I just have thin white paper, but if you have copy paper, you can use copy paper because you're not going to see it. It's not going to make any difference. So my card is my regular A2 card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut this piece into 5 1/4 by 4. And this is what will glue everything on. Have our little white pieces. So we're going to glue everything on, and we're going to see this much. And this color is Secret Sea. And that is in the paper. And wait till you see some of the beautiful paper. So we got that ready. Look at the Kintsugi paper. This is just gorgeous. Look at all the gold in there. Then we have this one, which I used in that card. This one I used in the card. Then it comes with all these vases and little short vases, and you can color coordinate them and put them on. You get 2 sheets of every one. Then there is this one, just gorgeous. And I think there's one more. Yes, there's this one. Okay, so that's the A side, which I think mainly I will be using. And this is the B side. Still beautiful paper, really beautiful paper, but it is this side that really has captured my eye. Kintsugi is a Japanese art of, let me find these. So Kintsugi is a Japanese art of when something is broken, piece of china, a china cup, any kind of pottery at all, instead of throwing it away, they put it back together with a gold filament in between. And when you see the pieces, that type of art, it is even more beautiful than the piece was before it was broken. And the reason it speaks so much to me is that's my life. It was broken. There was my life, then it was broken, And then Jesus helped me put it back together, and my life is just interwoven with all the goodness of Jesus. I'm just so thankful for that. So this art reminds me of that. So it has a special place in my heart. And so we are going to work with this color here. This is going to be the background piece. And I want a lot of the peach in it because I'm going to be using the peach vases. So I need a piece that is 4 by 4. Had to think about that before I cut it. 4 by 4, and I'm wondering if I want this piece. 4 by 4. So that is going to go on the card like this, or I could move it like this. However I want it, but I do want some of that peach showing out. Then I am going to take, I'm going to have to take this side. It has no gold in it, but it does pick up this. So this I want 2 inches by 4 inches. And I just need one of those because we're going to rip this in half. And I bet you this is 4 inches, so I can make another card. Right on, right on. So I've got that, and then this piece. And I could make it a cardstock. I could make it a piece of paper, DSP. I'm not sure yet what I want to do. So I'll cut this in a 4-inch strip. Because this is 12 by 12. So if I cut it in a 4-inch strip, and then I just cut 2 inches off the end, then I've still got, like, I can make lots of 4 by 4s or 2 by 2. Oh my gosh, which side do I want to use? Well, let's rip it up. Okay, so we've got that piece. So let me move my paper. I've just been admiring that paper. And then I found some die cuts that I had that were part of a pack, and the gold in there is beautiful. And so I've been using that. I use that as the leaf right here to add on that focal point. So we'll use that. And then I need a circle. So with my 2-inch circle, just going to cut a white piece. Yes, a white piece. And I have to cut, I've got a little pot. I've got a little pot somewhere. I'm going to cut out the peach. So I'm going to do some fussy cutting. That's what this is beautiful about. And you could even cut these flowers out to use as well. Oh, guess what I found underneath my trimmer. All right, well, I have 2 with 2 different designs that I can pick from. All right, so let's put this aside. Let's grab my glue. This will be secured. Like this, so it's going to go edge to edge, but you're going to leave some space at the top and the bottom. And then these 2 pieces, you're going to put them together, and you're just going to start ripping. You could go from corner to corner. I'm just going to go down a bit because I want to go down the space of my card a little bit because this is going to get covered up. And you just slowly rip it. towards you. I love this design. I think I'm going to do it like this. So we're going to glue these down. I'm going to glue this together like this, and then I'm going to glue it down here edge to edge, and then that just matches up. There's enough of that, so that's good. I'm going to leave it like that. What I'm going to do is on this piece, just put some glue along the top and a little on the edge like this. I don't want to go all the way down, because I want to roll up the edges on both of these. And then this will go down like this. So let's do that. This one. So this is a different variation of what I did on an earlier video. And this one will go here. And so we cover up all the white. Just make sure it's all lined up well. I see over here it's not. Let's see if I can get that adjusted. There we go. All right, so I'm going to just put a little glue up here and a little down the side. And adhere this down. This is the first time I have used all DSP on it, which is kind of cool. Whoops, just trying to get the white all covered up. There we go. I've got a little bit hanging over here, so I'll just cut that off. There we go. I need to reposition this, and I may be sorry I cut that off. I have a little bit on this side as well. There we go. Okay. So I've got my focal point together, and I took the circle that we punched out. I took a gold leaf from here, from these. They're actually sticker die cuts, which is great. So they just stick right on, and attach this. And then this, I can determine where I want to put it. And not sure I like the big space here anymore. I wanted to try it and see. So that's how you find out, right? I do like the smaller space in between. But you know what? Every card is different. I think what I'll do is I want to do Thinking of You. All right, so I got the Thinking of You stamp, and I picked it out of my, where's my stamp pad now? Oh, Blooming Phrases. I love this one where it goes all along. But you don't have to, like if you're doing happy birthday together, you don't need to do all of that for happy. But you can do it on the front, and then birthday in the front, and the inside. It's hello there, thinking of you, just beautiful. I love the little squiggles at the end. I've got my Secret C. And this is a photopolymer. So this is not secure yet. Then you just let it sit, let the ink transfer. Oh, that looks gorgeous. And then I'll pop this on dimensionals. Do you notice something about my table? Are you all yelling at me? Marianne, listen to your own advice. Cover up that ink pad. Now, I think I want it covering a bit up here and a bit down there. Okay, there we go. It's stuck there. So that's where it's going to be. Cover my ink pad. And then I'm going to glue this on top of my card base. Now I have to fix this here because this is bothering me. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I would think that if I made these 2 by 4, you still want to stick with the 4. Yeah, your 4 inches because the base at the bottom is 4. But make them 4 by 3 and try that. That would just add a little bit more on each end. That would narrow that gap. That's what I would do. But you know what? If there was something, I think this gap works really well for this paper. If it was smaller, we would lose a lot more of the detail. All right, let's do the inside of the card. Now, there's another end on here, and I just discovered this, that if I take this and not a lump of glue, but get glue out and just smooth it out, you won't see, I'm getting way too much, you won't see the lines underneath, which I thought was pretty cool. I think I'll add one of these leaves in the corner here. Thinking of you. I'm not going to put anything in the inside yet, but I definitely will get the envelope ready. Put that on there. So you've got 2 ends on your glue, and this is the first few times I've used that other glue end. It's pretty cool. So trim my envelope. There we go. Thinking of you. Kintsugi. I hope I'm saying it right. Maybe someone will correct me. I think I'm going to add a glue dot just under here. because it seems to be sagging. There, that's better. The Japanese art of Kintsugi, and it is absolutely beautiful. They have just made a beautiful paper pack. Now remember, if you get a paper pack, you get a cardstock to go with it, get some white cardstock, you can make 50 plus cards. I'm going actually through one of my paper stacks to show you just how many cards that we can make. So making cards cost you pennies, and when you keep it simple, then it's not, I don't want you spending hours on a card and then you don't want to give it away, or you want to just give it to someone. You can do that, absolutely. Not stopping you from doing that. But I don't want to spend hours on one card. I want to make multiple cards so that I can send out cards and sharing kindness one card at a time. But I can't do it if I'm working so long on one card. So this is, oh, see, I got glue there. All right, so want to know how to take glue off? I'll show you. You have this rubber eraser, this. You just pick that off and you just rub the glue off. That's how you do it. And it's all gone. Voila. All kinds of little tricks. Kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing things with gold, making it more beautiful than when it started out with. I've added some gem dots that pick up that color really, really nicely. And then the reason I didn't want glue all the way to the edge was because I want to roll these up, and I find it easier with my fingers, but some people like to take the bone folder, but I just take my fingernail, and just roll this up. And see how it's rolled up there? And then I'm going to do the same with this one. And I'm just going to do it up to the vase. Oh, I think there's glue that got there. So I can only do so much. There we go. And then I'll do it on this end. So you're not rolling it up far, you're just rolling it up a little bit. It just gives some more dimension to it. You've got dimension with dimensionals popping up that focal point, and then you've got this. And that's why we tore it, so we could do this to the card. So there we go. It adds some dimension to it. Can you see it? There you go. So with that rolled up a bit, it adds more dimension, and then some of the gem dots, and voila. Kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery. And just, it looks even more beautiful with the gold in between the broken pieces. So this was the card I made in preparation for tonight. And this is the card I showed you how to make. And this one left a wider gap in between than this one. So, you know, we worked with 2x4 and then we ripped it in half. And I think that worked really well for this bigger design, for sure. However, you can narrow that gap just by making these this measurement bigger. So instead of 4 by 2, you do 4 by 3, or even try a 4 by 4. You can rip off a little bit more if you want to make it wider. So Kintsugi, the Japanese art, I learned of this a number of years ago, and it's just beautiful. I would love to have a piece of Kintsugi art in my home, but I'm not there yet. But maybe I can do a picture and frame it. So I could certainly do that. So I just might do that with this beautiful, beautiful paper. And that was all ripped up cards as well. And it's a different design than the original one that I showed you a number of months ago. So you're not restricted to, this is how I always have to do it. You can take creative license and just add a little bit of your creativity to it and change it up a bit. That's what I love about it as well. So looking at a picture, that would be the jumping point for me, but I don't necessarily stick with that, or I've made a mistake. And that's where my creativity really flows. Okay, how can I fix this without throwing it out? The odd time, maybe twice since I've started making cards, I've had to throw the whole piece out. Not the card, but just the piece that I was working on. So that's not too bad. That's not a bad record. I do try to fix it up and cover it up and repair it. And maybe that's the Kintsugi art of card crafting. So, but there we go. Beautiful, beautiful paper. I will put the link for the paper. There is a stamp pad that goes with it, and I think I will get the stamp pad, because once I use up all this paper, because this paper is not going to stick around. They only keep designer series paper for a short period of time, and then they move on. It goes into the vault, and they move on and create other designs. And I wish this would stay around for a while, because I think I would stick to cards with just this paper. However, if I get the stamp set, and I'm going to show you that once I get the stamp set, I can make, it has vases on there and other sayings, and it's beautiful. I can use stamps and embossing powder and create that as long as I have the stamp set. So I won't always have the paper, but I will have the stamp set, and that's going to be on my next purchase. So thank you. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending time with me. And I'm grateful that you're jumping on the bandwagon or slowly coming along to sharing kindness, one card at a time.